Hi, it's Mel here. This episode is brought to you by my online course, the PCOS Fertility Plan. If you are wanting to get pregnant naturally with PCOS, you're wanting to regulate your cycle, supercharge your fertility, and you are getting overwhelmed by how to do that, and you want to learn about how you can do that from somebody who's been doing it for years at this point and has helped so many people get pregnant, I think you're really going to enjoy my course. In it, I am going to help you get to the bottom of why you are struggling to get pregnant, and I'm going to teach you all the things that you can do to overcome that in the simplest, easiest way possible. We're going to come up with a plan that you actually understand and that you can follow, and you have full access to me once you sign up to the course. You can email me anytime. I've put the link in the show notes, and don't forget to use the discount code PCOSGirls30 to get 30% off. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome back to the PCOS Girls podcast. I'm Melissa Christie. I'm here with Bridget Wan. Hello.
Hello. We're back.
We did. And today we are going to talk all about the 3 things each of us would do if we wanted to get pregnant again, which, by the way, for the record, I'm not trying to get pregnant again.
Neither. I would like to, but Jessie has vetoed any more babies.
Ah, there you go. I have little waves of it come, but I am firmly in the no camp.
Are you firmly in the no?
Yeah, yeah. I like where things are.
Yeah, I like where things are too. But I also would like 10 more babies.
It's when I see other little babies these days, it's just like, oh, it is nice. And also like transitioning to both my kiddos being at school, it's like, the early childhood's over and then I miss it. And it's an identity thing too, I think.
100%.
Yeah, I feel like, no, I'm a new mum.
My kids are newborns. What are you talking about?
Meanwhile, 9 and 5.
Oh my God, 9. That is wild.
I know.
No, but it is
no,
weird.
It's still so special. It's
of course. Every age is special, but
crazy.
It's just wild to think that much time has passed.
I know.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
even we just celebrated Flynn's 7th birthday and I was like, 7? No, you're not allowed to be 7. I know, but I always say my favorite version of myself is the version of me with like a baby on my hip, a toddler on my hip. And I feel
I think I fully relate to that. And I think we're so appreciative of it. Like we really understand how lucky we are and how fortunate we've been in our journey. To have gotten where we are with our babies.
100%.
So I think it's easier for us to tune into the gratitude of it all.
Yes. 1000%. Yeah, that is exact. And I had this conversation during the week actually with a new friend, and we were talking about how there was this point in my life, she's just fallen pregnant. And after about 6 years of infertility, and they'd just sort of come to the point where they were like, we're fine. We're not maybe this wasn't for us. This journey wasn't for us. Yeah. Just fallen pregnant. And I said, it's funny because I feel like so many women with PCOS go through the same thing where it's kind of like you almost come to this point of acceptance. Yeah. And then that's what happened to me. I was like, okay, I guess I'm not having a baby. Next minute, pregnant.
Yeah. Wow.
I know. It's crazy. Anyway, here we are. We're going to talk about all our favorite little tips, I guess.
And I mean, this is one of our favorite topics because I think we both really love to help people with their fertility journeys. I think it's the most special part of our whole PCOS thing that we do with the podcast, with our own businesses. I just think it's the best part when best part. Help somebody with that and then you get that message and you find out it's just
it's so true. It is so rewarding and it's so amazing. Because we know that feeling. We know the feeling. And so many women out there will be relating to this right now. And if this isn't you yet, and I say yet because it's hopefully is all ahead of you. And all these little things are things that we have learned ourselves along the way that we really want to pass on to as many people as possible. Because who knows, some little tweaks, some little tips can be what it takes to sort of get to that next phase of life, really.
So true. It's exactly that. That's even what got me into the whole thing. That's why I started a blog, was because I cottoned onto some info and I was like, what if someone else doesn't get this info? It's really lucky I did, but what if they don't tap into that corner of the internet or speak to a doctor who knows that thing? And yeah, it is really just info sharing. Hey,
info sharing. Love it. We love it. Here we are. Here we go.
should we get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Okay. Well, I can go first. I think I'd almost say this would be the number one thing I would do is I would get some thorough testing done. I would just check in with where you're at because it's going to tell you so much. A lot of the time, you know, with PCOS, we're not ovulating or we're not ovulating regularly, and we put it down to having PCOS, but it is so much more specific than that. PCOS is an umbrella term. And when we get some thorough testing done, we get to find out what is going on in your specific body. So is it that insulin resistance is driving your hormones out of balance, or is it stress that's driving your hormones out of balance? Because PCOS can encompass all of these things, inflammation, gut issues. When we do some testing, we get into the nitty gritty and we get to see which hormones have been pushed out of balance, because everyone just mostly talks about testosterone and it is a big part of the picture for a lot of us, but there are other androgens or those more typical male hormones that can be pushed out of balance and can be the issue. I've said it on here before. I've never had high testosterone, but I've had high DHEAS, which is a different androgen. And
That's
so often
true.
it's just not tested. And I see this with my PCOS fertility clients all the time. They come in, they're like, my test results are normal, but there's so much missing. And then they get some other androgens tested, maybe their LH, their FSH, their estrogen, whatever. And then that's where all of it is revealed of what's really going on. So it's so important because we want to know why you're not ovulating, because if you can figure out why you're not ovulating, then you can address it. There's lots of herbs and supplements that treat each specific driver, each specific hormonal imbalance. And so thorough testing will help you with that. It'll help you figure out why you're not ovulating. But it will also uncover nutrient deficiencies. And there are nutrient deficiencies that make it hard to ovulate, but also increase your risk of pregnancy loss. So it's very important that we get it all tested. So I would get some thorough testing done for sure.
Yeah. Love that. That's a great one. And you're so right. There's so much focus in the PCOS world on testosterone. And from someone who had high testosterone, that is a huge focus for me. But there's this whole other side of PCOS that doesn't get much spotlight, which is this thyroid aspect as well.
Yeah, I know.
Which really doesn't get, like, you talk about it a lot because that's been part of your journey. And thank God you talk about it a lot because not a lot of people do. So it's a big one.
I know, and it keeps popping up in my clients. So many of my clients, I can't remember the percentage. I don't know the percentage now, but at some point it was like 82% of my clients. So this isn't an actual stat for the world, but of my clients, 82% of them at one point either already had a thyroid condition or we uncovered one through thorough testing.
Insane.
Like,
That's
along with having
insane.
PCOS, like they're really linked.
Wow. I love that. Well, it's a goodie. I like that one. Yeah. My one I want to talk about, first one, is, okay, I feel like people might get the ick, but don't get the ick because it's really important, okay? We're talking about cervical mucus.
Yeah, we are.
We love the word mucus.
You know I'm not going to get the ick. You know, I know you're not about it every day.
I know. And like, let's be here for it. It's a beautiful thing. And I think it doesn't get talked about because I think it's not cute, but it is. It's kind of cute, guys. It's something that gets missed a lot. I think I'm like, how do we not get taught this? This is so important, this sort of stuff.
Yep.
You don't know what I'm talking about. It's the beautiful mucus that we get throughout our cycle. It sort of changes. You've seen it in your undies before. You've seen it when you wipe. Throughout different phases of our cycle, we're going to get different types of mucus. The mucus that we want to be focusing on when we are ovulating is this beautiful, clear, stretchy, slippery, egg whitey mucus. Yeah. Are you with me? Are we?
Oh, I am. And I've just had a week of it.
Oh, glorious.
Glorious. This is the thing. It's like, yeah, okay, it's not cute, but also when you are tuned into it, it's meaningful.
Oh my gosh.
And it kind of feels primal. I think it's cool.
But
I
also,
think it's
like,
cool.
once you know, you can't unknow.
You can't unknow it.
It's literally like a monthly health check.
Yep.
You know, along with getting your period, having this beautiful, indicator that everything's going really well, that ovulation is hopefully happening, that, the reason we want this slippery, egg whitey mucus is because that is what's going to help the sperm travel up to the egg. If we don't have it, the sperm can't get there. That's literally why people use it. Like if you're tracking your cycle and you're not trying to fall pregnant, people use it for that as well, so that they
That's
don't
right.
fall pregnant, so that
Yeah.
you can avoid having sex when you do have that cervical mucus, because that is what's going to lead the sperm straight up to the egg. But
Totally.
the reason I want to talk about it is, one, once you get to know it and you understand it, it's such a great health check. You can really start to understand your body. You can be looking for it monthly. But also there are some easy things we can do to improve it, to really try to help get optimal cervical mucus during that time. First one, easiest one, is literally water and fluids, just staying hydrated. It's huge. Our cervical mucus is literally 95% water. So easiest one, make sure you're hydrated, make sure you're drinking lots of water.
Yep.
Second one, healthy fats, omega-3s, good oils, avocado, olive oil, nuts and seeds. They're going to really help as well. Again, super easy. Your leafy greens, amazing for cervical mucus.
I didn't know
Spinach,
that.
kale, broccoli, yeah, because they're rich in folate and iron, and
Ah,
just
cool.
so great. We want to add all of those in, as many as
Love
we
it.
can. Obviously, those, the fruits, like the fertility fruits, are really great.
Like high
Berries,
antioxidants.
high antioxidants, and also we want alkaline. So a really alkaline environment is also great for sperm. So
Fully.
yeah, so many things. Sardines, eggs, they've got your healthy fats, so nutrient dense. And then obviously reducing things like your caffeine and your alcohol. Those sort of things, if we can avoid, they're going to help too. And then just reducing inflammation. And if you can, add in some herbs. So some really great herbs for reproductive health and have been used to help support cervical mucus are things like your raspberry leaf, your nettle, and your lady's mantle. Incredible
That's really
cervical mucus.
cool.
Yeah.
I feel like we've never really talked about like how to actually improve the cervical mucus. We always talk about like tracking it and understanding it, which is also really, really important because it tells us so much about our cycle and our hormones. But yeah, I've never really talked about how we can actually make it healthier and more abundant. And it's weird I haven't thought about that much, because that's a big telltale sign for me. Like I just said, I've just come off the back of like a week of that egg white fertile cervical fluid, and I feel like, wow, like I'm really healthy at the moment. Because for me, like when I have lower estrogen and aren't as healthy, when I ovulate, I still get that. I still get the same cervical fluid, but it's not as abundant. There's not as much of it. And I'm like, okay, cool, I ovulated, but I can tell like things aren't tip top. So that's really,
And it'd be
very cool.
interesting to see like what you had done leading up into
That's what I'm trying to
that.
think of. I'm like, have I been eating more dark leafy greens?
Yeah, totally. For me, a huge indicator is water. Like if I haven't drunk enough water, I really notice it. And then obviously herbs, you just have them in your teas. It's easy. You don't need to be going out and like getting supplements necessarily for cervical mucus. But like all of these things, guys, again, easy.
Yes, and we don't have to do them all.
No.
And I will just say a caveat, because I know you would have meant this, but before, when you were saying how, the sperm getting to the egg, sperm can get to the egg, just for our listeners, in case you weren't aware, sperm can get to the egg with other types of cervical fluid.
It can.
But I think what you meant, it's
increases
way
your chances.
easier.
Yes.
Way easier.
Yes, that's a good point. You could still fall pregnant. So if you're trying to
Well,
no, what we're trying to do here is optimize those chances, because obviously what we're talking about is ways to help like optimize fertility and hopefully fall pregnant. So great point, Mel. But yes, watch that. If you were trying to not fall pregnant, it can still happen.
Well, this really leads into the one I was going to talk about, which is BBT tracking, basal body temperature tracking, which is kind of the other side of tracking your cycle and really having that fertility awareness method. So cervical fluid really helps us have an indication that ovulation could be coming. When we see that egg white cervical fluid, it's like, okay, could be time to have sex because we are gearing up for ovulation. With PCOS, however, as we know, we don't always ovulate on time. And so sometimes we'll get that fluid and then not ovulate. And it's because our body did try to, but it didn't quite get there.
Yeah.
And so you'll notice maybe a week or two later, it happens again. And so that's one side of the coin. And so sometimes you can get really lost in it and be like, well, did I or didn't I? Like, have I just ovulated or have I not? What's going on? Basal body temperature tracking helps us to confirm whether or not we did ovulate. So it won't tell us we're about to ovulate. It's not for that, but it is for confirming that we did.
Yes.
So about 1 to 3 days after we ovulate, our basal body temperature will increase. And that's because after we ovulate, we have a progesterone increase in our body, and that causes our body temperature to increase. And so a basal body temperature thermometer will pick that up.
Yeah.
And we'll see that increase happen 1 to 3 days after ovulation, and it will stay at that higher level all the way through till a day or two before your period. So it's once you see that happen, you're like, okay, cool. I ovulated. I'm in the 2-week wait.
Okay, quick little pause because I want to shout out today's episode sponsor, which also happens to just be me talking about my own brand. So bear with me because I genuinely do love talking about this. PCOS to Wellness is something that I built because I was done being dismissed about my own PCOS journey. I went deep on all things hormones, herbal medicine, and fertility. And by deep, I mean I went and created what I wish I'd had all along. 100% organic herbal tea blends, professionally formulated and made specifically for us. Our best-selling Sisterhood tea for hormone balance and fertility, Chaihood for blood sugar and reducing inflammation, Zenhood for stress relief and sleep, and of course our beautiful motherhood range for those of you on your conception or pregnancy and postpartum journeys. Because from the very beginning, I have just wanted this to be something that actually genuinely works, but is also something that can be affordable and accessible and just added into your everyday routine. And our reviews are incredible. We have reviews from thousands of women all around the world, and they still make me emotional to this day. Women talking about their cycles regulating, their skin finally clearing, their energy coming back, and of course, the little Sisterhood tea babies. Women who've been struggling with their fertility and have finally got a positive test. That is why I do this. That is what I love about it, and why I have continued to do this now for 7 years. If any of this is resonating with you, there is a link in our show notes, and you can use the code PCOSGirls20 for 20% off. All right, let's get back into the episode.
And that's the other thing, like when you're trying to conceive, like the 2-week wait is it's a pretty special, interesting time because there's lots of emotions that come with it, and it can be a real roller coaster.
Be
and
a bit of a mind fuck.
Yes, exactly. And so it sucks if you're like, am I in the 2-week wait?
Yeah.
Looking for signs of pregnancy, but you don't, and then maybe you haven't even, like it just sucks. You really want clarity of whether you're even in that.
Yeah.
Basal body temperature tracking will do that. So just to clarify a little further, basal body temperature tracking is just your normal body temperature, like 37.1 degrees, except to 2 decimal places. So it'd be 37.14. Because this increase that happens from the progesterone is so minor, you need the 2 decimal places to really see it. But you can pick up thermometers like that for $20, $25 from the chemist, the pharmacy, and then there's also tech as well.
Yeah,
Wearable
so much
things.
tech now. Yeah,
I know. Yeah. That one's huge. I really do think that's a really
good
big
one.
Both, like the cervical fluid and the BBT together.
Yeah.
I mean, I absolutely use those to get pregnant 100%. Like, that was a big part of it for me.
And I think people get daunted by a BBT a little bit because it sounds a bit like, I don't know, mathsy, like perhaps.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's literally like
it's pretty
testing,
simple.
writing it down, and then having a bit of a log. That's it. Or if you want to go the tech route, even easier. It's just
So
all
much
logged
easier.
on your phone. It's all very easy.
The
I tried
only
the
thing-
temp drop for a while. I was using that
Yeah,
for quite a
I remember.
while. Yeah, that's quite a good one. Yeah.
I like that one a lot. But I also think that because there's all this tech, sometimes like the fear is put into everyone that using a thermometer is too hard.
100%.
I just don't buy that. I think it's okay. But the hardest
Also far
part
cheaper
is,
to use
it's
a
far cheaper, like far cheaper.
Yeah.
But the trickiness is in the consistency of doing it.
Yes.
Because you got to do it every morning at about the same time. So
Yeah,
that doesn't
that's
suit
what I
everyone.
struggled with, is doing it at the same time in the morning.
Yeah.
Particularly if
Me too.
you have kids, you're getting up at different times, or you're a shift worker, or you just get up at different times.
Yeah,
It can be
fully.
tricky, but set an alarm. You can do it. We have faith in you.
All right, next one. You.
So next one, obviously, I think there's a lot of focus on ovulation, as there should be, because it is crucial to falling pregnant. But I don't think we put enough focus on egg quality in general, which is almost just as important.
Yeah, if you're ovulating eggs that
Are not good quality,
then
it's very
hard to get
unlikely.
pregnant.
Yeah, exactly. So just focusing on like shifting a bit of attention to that can be great. I think a lot of people don't realize as well is sort of egg development actually happens like 90 to 120 days prior to ovulation. So what you are doing now is going to be affecting eggs months to come. So if you were like sometime this year or next year, I want to fall pregnant, you start now. Like this is the time to start because we're only going to be helping improve the egg quality the longer you do it, really. So the longer you can do it, the better it is. And I do think that, yes, something that I had to really shift my mentality away from just ovulation to also like, what are these other key things that are really going to help have a viable pregnancy, you know, and hopefully fall pregnant and continue with the pregnancy. So nutrients are obviously fantastic. We want, when it comes to egg quality, magnesium, zinc, B vitamins, omega-3 fatty acids, again, antioxidant rich foods, which are really great for egg quality. Other things to think about is getting really good sleep, quality sleep. That's going to help as well. Trying to reduce your stress, your cortisol. Again, easier said than done, but these things do affect egg quality. And like I said, what happens now is going to be affecting those eggs in 90 to 120 days plus, you know. So if we can be on top of things now, that might just mean better for the future. Lots of different things. And even obviously with PCOS, it's very linked to like insulin resistance and inflammation. And so if you can focus on those things too, you're going to see improvements in your cycle, which are going to help, you know, we're also going to get better egg quality. It's just like, I feel like everything overlaps. It's all just.
It does, doesn't it?
part of
good.
it. But it's good. Yeah, really good. So yeah, just a bit more focus on egg quality if it's in your scope and it's something you really want to look at. Again, it's not hard. It's simple lifestyle things that can help and making sure we're getting the right nutrients, really.
Yeah, totally. And I think you touched on it there. Like, you know, when it comes to pregnancy loss, there are reasons why that can happen that are completely out of our control.
Absolutely.
But working on egg quality can really help reduce some of those reasons for pregnancy loss. Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Some are just unavoidable. Some eggs cannot grow and develop, unfortunately. But yeah, there's lots we can do. Like one that I would actually pull out and really specifically mention, you did mention it, but it's zinc. Really get your zinc levels tested if you're planning to conceive, because when we have low zinc, it really makes it hard for the egg to divide and multiply and develop into an embryo, and it makes it really hard for that embryo to maintain and stay implanted. And so it's a really big one that I see come up heaps with my clients, where they haven't been able to get pregnant for a long time, and then it's zinc deficiency.
And unfortunately, so many women with PCOS are deficient in zinc and magnesium and B vitamins. And I think it's also really linked to have been on the pill as well. So if you have been on the contraceptive pill, these are the types of nutrients that get depleted, and they are almost the exact nutrients that we need for these high quality eggs. So again, it's just one big intertwined.
Especially because usually people come off the pill to start trying,
and that was me.
Deficit.
That was me, and so I was completely depleted of all the things that I needed to be repleted in.
So the last one I'm going to talk about is getting blood circulating to your reproductive organs, which I know sounds weird and why, but it's really important and it gets really overlooked. But the health of our uterus and our ovaries and our fallopian tubes matters. And when we get blood circulating to that area and to those organs, it brings with it oxygen and nutrients, and it helps to cleanse those areas and keep it all really fresh. Eggs also really need oxygen. That's
fresh
their food.
Oxygen. Yeah.
So by getting blood circulating to that area of your body, you're bringing with it oxygen, and the eggs are really going to benefit from that as well. If I am in a phase where I'm trying to conceive, like if that's the stage I'm at, I really prioritize this, and I'll do something pretty much every day to just really direct blood to that area. I mean, it can be very simple. Exercise gets blood pumping around your whole body, but there are also things we can do to really direct it there. And so at least sometimes I would do that. Personally, I was doing it most days. Yeah. So things like heat packs, wherever you put heat on your body, blood is drawn to it. So if you put a heat pack over your lower abdomen, you're going to bring blood there. So easy. Just do it on the couch while you're watching Netflix. Massage, so fertility massage or self-fertility massage is an actual technique that can be really helpful for so many parts of fertility and our reproductive system health. It can help to break up fibroids and cysts and all sorts of things. personally for me, I didn't overthink it. I just gave myself a belly rub on my lower belly. I kept it very simple. Yoga, there's specific yoga exercises that are really, really great for this. Legs up the wall pose.
Fan favorite.
Yep, fan favorite. Our favorite. And butterfly pose, another favorite.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Did it this morning, actually.
Oh, and what's that other? Is it called mill churning pose?
Which one
you
is
know
it?
The one where you put like your arms forward and
Oh,
you've
yeah.
got your legs out like that.
Yeah, it's like almost goddess
love
pose.
that
And
one.
then, yeah. That's
I
a
really
goodie.
like that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, really simple, like just lifestyle stuff. I used to do it. I used to just carve out like 5 minutes to do something like that. Yeah, I had it was really just like in my routine every evening that I just had a few minutes to just get some blood there.
100%. And like, honestly, it's so, even if you're just sitting there watching TV, legs up a wall, done.
Yeah.
Done.
So easy, yeah. And it really is one of those things you can just like layer into your life, become a stacking thing.
Yeah.
I had one client who her cue, like her mental cue of do that was when her husband would go for his shower. So he'd go for a shower and she'd be like, oh, this is my legs up the wall time.
Love that.
You know, like
it was
it's really
almost like
simple.
the trigger to go, cool.
It was the
this is that
trigger.
time.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that. That's a good one. Right. My third and final is supporting your liver for detoxification. I think detoxification is a huge one, particularly again, if you have been on the contraceptive pill and, you know, you're coming off it to fall pregnant. But even if you have PCOS or perhaps you haven't lived a lifestyle up until now that is really conducive to managing PCOS or like, you know, reducing that inflammation or making sure your hormones are balanced, whatever it is. Like, I just feel like there's always things we can do to be helping to support our liver. We live in a toxin-laden world, unfortunately. So there's no one that isn't going to benefit from helping to support their liver have the detoxification process going on. It's going to help clear out excess hormones, including estrogen. It's also going to help get rid of toxins. If you've got any synthetic hormones in there, just a no-brainer. Some things that I really like to focus on when I am like helping my liver is just really looking at different, like lots of fiber and plant-based foods, because that is going to help clear it out. And by clear it out, I mean go to the toilet and do a poo, basically. That's really good. But also you want to have like those really bitters are really great for your liver. We want to be looking at lymphatic system, which you kind of touched on a little bit, Mel, but you know, lymphatic can be anything from dry brushing to getting a massage to just getting the blood flowing throughout your body, movement, walking, simple things like that. It's going to really help.
Jumping on a mini trampoline.
Jumping on a mini tramp. That's an amazing one. What else? Sauna is incredible. Sweating, just really helping to put, because basically like there's kind of two ways our body can get rid of things, and that's through sweat and basically elimination through going to the toilet. So if we can focus on those two things as well, that's great, because that's actually getting out of the body, and then helping our liver to actually process those things is another thing. So there's a lot we can do for the liver and detoxification. I don't want to focus too much on it, but I think that everyone can benefit from helping to support detoxification in our bodies, no matter where we are, but particularly if you are trying to fall pregnant, because we need our body as balanced and as happy as possible with minimal toxins or unbalanced hormones or just things going on in there that it, you know, doesn't have to worry about those. It can focus on the other parts that we want to focus on.
Yeah, totally. I really need to focus on detoxification. It's really on my list.
Yeah, I think we all do.
There's heaps of great herbs as well, and
herbs are amazing.
I'm still waiting for you to bring out a detox tea.
Well, it is in the works. But you know, in saying that, like in our sisterhood tea, I have specific herbs in there.
True.
For detoxification. Alfalfa leaf. Insane. No one knows about alfalfa leaf. It is so nutrient dense. It's mineral rich, but it is insane for detoxification. Insane. Nettle, again, in sisterhood tea. Insane. Nettle is like so underrated when it comes to detoxification, because I think people are like, it's so obvious, but it's just something, again, that's another one I put in there specifically for that purpose. And then red raspberry leaf, again, it's brilliant. It's going to help with that too. So any mineral rich herbs are really going to help, but there are specific herbs that are proven to help with detoxification. And those three are some of them. And there's, you know, dandelion's really amazing as well. Like there's so many out there. So many. Again, have it in tea. So easy.
I also just guess I want to bring it home by saying, you know, we don't have to be perfect to be pregnant.
No.
You know, we don't have to do all of the things, and we can, just not be perfect. You know, we live in a toxin laden world, and you know what, there's still people getting pregnant. It's okay. Like, we can get by. We do what we can. And if we try to cover some bases, you know, even if just do one thing for this, one thing for
100%.
that, and we do get there. And you know what is needed. I mean, you're trying to create life and create a new life and sustain a second life. So you know, we want, if we can have that toxin load lower, that's going to be great. You know,
100%.
We don't have to be perfect. If we can make sure that we are eating nutrient dense foods, that's going to really help, because our body's going to be in excess. You know, it's going to, I do think that a fertility journey is a time for abundance. I think it's a time for overflow and not for restriction.
So true, Mel. Yeah.
I think it's a time to like, just, it's just so, it's sort of inevitable sometimes, but it's just such a shame when you see a fertility journey and it be so hard that it really becomes this thing that isn't joyful. And that's valid and fair, and sometimes it's just freaking rough. But if you're in the beginning of it or it's ahead of you, I think it is a time for joy where you can find it. You know, I think it's a time to see friends and just overflow. I think abundance and overflow in every part of your life that you love, you know.
And I think as well, it's a lot of letting go too. So I have seen so much, and myself included, in the PCOS world, when you get so hung up on, I can't eat this, I can't do that, I can't, try and let go of that a bit and just focus on the things you can do, because that is where, as you said, Mel, you go into this state of overflow, and that's when our body can really just, you know, start to come down a bit, and quite often that is a really great environment for a pregnancy to happen.
Yeah, true. You know, so many people, when they come to me, they you know, are in my DMs or whatever, they're doing so many things. They're doing
all
many
the things
because the internet
tells us.
We're getting barraged with like, you need to do this,
Yeah.
and so they're doing so many things and stressing out about doing all the things. But I think just come back to the basics. What are the really important things? Let's hit those.
Yeah. And what can
and
you do?
I think we've touched on those today.
Yeah.
What can you
Simple
actually
things
do?
that you can
What's
do
within your control?
that you could do for the next 3 to 6 months without even having to worry about it, you know, like, and then I think those are the things that, you know, you're going to be able to sustain. And then quite often you end up doing them forever. Like, I'm still doing those things today. Legs up the wall, lol.
Still looking at my cervical fluid.
Yeah, exactly right. We love that cervical fluid. Cervical mucus. All right. Well, that was great. I love that one.
Me too. I love talking about fertility. Clearly.
Yeah. Yes, you do. Nah, it's such a goodie and so important. And we know so many of you are on this journey right now, and we are there with you. We have been there, and we are just sending so much love your way.
Absolutely. Thank you for listening.
Bye, guys. Bye.